So I wanted to revisit the sweet potato pie crust that I'd used for the chicken pot pie. One of the things, this being a World War II recipe, that I found quite notable about this is that it does use less butter than most pie crust. It only uses 1/3 of a cup. But before I had a problem being with it too soft to try to handle and put onto the pie. That's still the case this time, but it's better. So it's a cup of flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. It also calls for an egg, because in America during World War II, we were not having an egg shortage. We are now currently having an egg shortage, but I will say I am blessed that I have a friend who has chickens. Once again, sorry that my voice is still off. The original recipe also called for a full cup of mashed sweet potato. I used a 1/2 cup this time in hopes that it would be a little easier. And then it calls for 1/3 of a cup of butter. Like I said, normal pie crust call for a full cup of butter, and it's not melted. But this is a single crust versus a double crust of most recipes. So it's just slightly less butter, I guess, than normal. I'm wondering if I did this without melting the butter, maybe just using softened butter, if it might do better. And maybe also increasing the flour, because I did end up working in more flour when I was trying to roll it out. Excuse me. As I said, still recovering from some nasty flu or cold or something. But as you see, it's a little bit firmer than it was before after chilling it a bit. But anyway, so going into making the filling, I used a whole lot of onions, celery, and carrots. These honestly are the cheapest vegetables you can buy. And they're really good for kind of filling in the space for this. And I just sauteed it in some olive oil. You don't see it on the video, but I do end up adding in a little bit of salt, some black pepper, and a pinch of crushed red pepper. And then I put in about probably a cup's worth of cubed chicken breast. This is to feed 4 people, so that's not really a lot of meat, so this worked really good at stretching it. You could also add some lentils or white beans of some sort to add to this. And once I had the chicken seared a bit, I added in about 3 tablespoons of flour, and then about a tablespoon of chicken bouillon granules. This was honestly just easier than trying to mix up the bouillon into a broth beforehand. And then I just poured 2 cups of water into this to make the gravy. Then I added 2 cups of frozen mixed vegetables that I got from Costco. Yes, it has carrots in it, as well as I had already put in some fresh carrot. If I'd had frozen peas, that would have worked just as well. As you can see, the pie crust is a little rough because, well, it fell apart because it was so soft when I tried to put it on top of the filling. But this is what it ended up looking like. It actually turned out to be a really good dinner, and there are no leftovers at this point. I think the family enjoyed it. I hope you found this useful, especially considering that butter prices are also going through the roof right now. Thank you for taking the time to watch this.